You're listening to the Service Alliance Group Podcast, your premier destination for everything in the home service industry. Subscribe to our channel for business insights, education, and exclusive interviews with top home service industry experts.
What's going on, everybody? TK here with the Service Alliance Group with another Appliance Alliance podcast. And we've got some special guests today. If you've been around the Alliance community, of course, you know EJ. Everybody knows EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Hey, man, what's up? It's good to be on today, especially with the folks that we have below us right now. I get the pleasure and honor of introducing my office help. This is Shayna and Jason Shadowen, not Jason and Shayna. Shayna's number one here. But they've been good friends of mine and helped my business a lot, and we're glad to have you guys.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Well, I'm sure that most of you that have been around the Alliance, or if you've ever been to any of the big conferences, ASTI, PSA, you guys just finished up MSA, correct?
Yep. Did that. We've done some Encompass days. Yeah.
You've probably seen these folks around, but if you haven't, they are the owners and operators of My Office Help. And I don't want to tell the people what you do. I want you to tell the people what you do. So if you guys don't mind, kind of introduce yourself, let the people know who you are, what you do, and then we'll get into some convo.
Sounds good. Well, I am Shayna. This is my husband Jason. That's beside me on this camera here. And as you said, we're owners, operators of My Office Help. A little bit of our backstory is that I came from an electrical family. I was a third generation owner of an electrical company. Jason came on board into my family business when we got married back in 1998, and we just took it from there, running the business and growing it. And in 2018, I had another electrician that we had been helping. We'd been sort of mentoring him with his pricing and helping him with his price book. He one day just said, "I want you to run my office. How can you run my office and run yours at the same time?" And I said, "I don't know, but let's figure it out." And so took him on board. A couple months later, we started adding on we added on another electrician, and then eventually started adding on other trades. And now that's all we do. 2 years ago, we did shut down our electrical company so Jason can get out of the attics and crawl spaces. And he now sits 15 feet away from me here in this office with our team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Jason, how is it working so closely with your wife? I just got to kick it off with that question.
It's fabulous. It's fabulous. We've been in business together since 2003. So we've been working in business together for quite a long time. And it's got its goods and bads. I would say um I always tell people when they ask, how do you work with your spouse? The number one thing, identify your roles and stay in your lane. That's one thing that we've really put in place and has worked out great. So, you know, before My Office Help, we really wanted to start a hot air balloon business, but it just didn't take off. So
That's one of the classic dad
There he goes.
The funny thing, Jason, is I remember when I first met you guys, my wife was answering my phones and it was getting a little hectic. You guys had kind of mentored me a little bit in the business side as well. And you mentioned the Switzerland line, right? At this certain point of the house, we don't talk business anymore.
Yep.
Just talk a minute about that process of figuring out how to work with your spouse and also keep your sanity and your I know you guys got married in 98, but I heard you guys celebrated your 16th year happily married.
Yeah, April 3rd was our anniversary, and we just celebrated 16 happy years of marriage. and we've been married 27 years, as you stated. So, it's got its ups and downs. It's goods and bad. But what you were talking about there, EJ, was our bedroom door, right? So our bedroom, bathroom, that whole area, we had put in place at one point. There's no business talk past this, and that includes the outside patio in that area. So it gave us that space. That business was left outside of this area, and all we could talk about was personal stuff. And so communication, it's important, when you work with your spouse. We're in the process of writing a book. It was called 12 Feet Apart, Working in Business with Your Spouse. I actually measured our desks. It is 15 feet, so I'm going to have to rewrite that. But it's got 12 chapters in it, so I might have to do some, 3 extra bonus chapters in this book and see what it goes. But it's going to have stories, from the past years, 20 plus years of working in business together. And we're working on some really cool things, hopefully this fall, and we got some really cool stuff in coming. So when it comes to working in business with your spouse, so we're pretty excited about some things that are coming up.
Yeah, I have mad respect for any couple that can make that work, because I've never, my wife's never worked for me or in my business or with me or any of that stuff. So I don't know what it would be like, but I could definitely see some challenges arising, especially with, I mean, I love my wife to death, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
we definitely butt heads on certain things, and I'm sure it is, but it's true with anybody. Like, you were mentioning earlier, like you one of the things y'all did was you spelled out exactly what the roles were, and everybody
yeah,
stays in their lane. That's great advice for any business owner in any business, whether you're working with your spouse or you're working with a team. But I could totally see where it's so much more important too when you're working with your spouse, to set those boundaries and set those guidelines and say, this is what I'm doing, this is what you're doing. Not that,
Yep.
no, not that you can't have an opinion in the other person's lane, but ultimately, Shayna's the final say so in this stuff, and Jason's the final say so in this stuff. When
yeah,
it comes to dad jokes, Jason, you are the final say so. I know that much.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. Yes.
Let me ask y'all this real quick. Um, when I first got into appliance repair, my biggest struggle was answering the phones. I hated it. I hated everything about scheduling. I mean, I remember night after night after night after night sitting in this driveway right here, 100 feet away from me, for hours on hours, calling people
Hmm.
back, trying to schedule the time to get back to this person, and juggling part returns and recalls and all the different things. Um, what do you think is what do you think is most important, when it comes to a small company? Say you're a one man show. I have always said it's more important to hire that back office help first before you expand into hiring techs. Do you guys agree with me on that, or what is y'all's viewpoint on that?
I 100% agree with you, and we have tons of stories to back it up. So, our primary businesses that we service are 1 to 4 man vans. Like, that is a large amount of our companies, although we do have larger companies. Um, the majority of the number of companies that have come to us, it was the owner answering the phones, and he was scheduling day of or maybe the next day, but then he was going home at night and having to do paperwork and having to order parts and having to um, it just keeps on adding up with every single company that we bring on board. Couple examples: we had one. He is still a one man shop. He was a second generation. He only wanted to work 3 calls a day. He was actually retired. He's still with us. He's been with us about 3 years, I think, maybe 4. Um, he was he just this was his play money, right? And so he's like, it was I think he's in his 60s. And he said, I'm good. And he was scheduling for same day, next day. And within 2 weeks of taking on his phones, we were booking him out 2 weeks in advance. That's how many calls he was missing. And now he runs 5 to 6 calls a day, taking off whenever he wants. He's getting more play money in the same amount of time he was spending previously when he was answering his own phones and doing all the follow up and scheduling those part returns. He's doing more in that time frame, making more money, getting himself more play money. Another company I have is a single man shop. He was actually one of our first to come on board right after COVID hit. Where he was only running 5 to 6 calls per day. Now he runs anywhere from 8 to 10 calls a day in the same exact time frame. He has since had 2 babies. His wife has had 2 babies, and being able to take off when he wants to be able to tend to his family has been instrumental in his family life.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that using your services is directly proportionate to how many babies you can have? He had a lot of extra time apparently.
He obviously has a lot of it. Like I think he's up to 5 kids now. 4. I know it's at least 4, maybe 5.
Oh
I think
man,
it's 5.
I'm out.
He's trying to catch up with me, I see.
He's
So
Nothing wrong with that, man.
let's step back just to touch on that question there, Shayna. Not the baby question,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
we've established that office help is the first hire. At what point do you see it most beneficial for the one man show to start with this process? I mean, you don't start on day one. Uh, at what point should these guys and girls, business owners, start thinking, you know what, I think I need to have somebody else do this?
I've had this conversation so many times. I've got probably a couple people that I know of that will be listening to this, and I've talked to them again at ASTI, and I talked to them at PSA. When I have had companies saying, "I'm open my doors on, let's just say May 1st. I'm already starting my Google stuff. I want you going on May 1st." We've had that happen. Majority of them are down the road a little bit. But it's when you are like I mean, I have some that they come on board even when they don't have enough calls on the schedule to really fill their schedule, but yet maybe they're missing 1 or 2 because they do have their head stuck in an oven. And all it takes is 1 call that we've booked for them, that we've paid for our services, and now the rest are just bonus, right? Um, for sure, though, if you have a full schedule and you are still answering your phones, you are doing too much, because more than likely that full schedule while also answering the phones, it's not, you got to look at what's worth your time, and answering your phones is not like time to get that off your plate.
It's one
Yeah,
thing
I'm
that
kind of
we've talked a lot about, and sorry to jump ahead. I just want to kind of hammer this in for the people. Uh, we've talked a lot about this on the Service Alliance Group podcasts and everything. Uh, One, you got to know your numbers. So you need to know what your average job is worth to you, because no doubt a lot of these guys are thinking, I can't afford to pay somebody else. And
A
the fact
lot.
is, you can't afford not to. So you mentioned 1 or 2 calls. Like if you just got 1 extra call a day because you weren't trying to answer your phone behind the fridge or with your head in the oven, like you said, how much is
I'm
that
glad
worth?
you said oven. That's what I was gonna say. I'm glad you said oven instead of head up something else. But
Yeah.
So you know what? Everybody knows what your average ticket value is. Even if you don't know the exact number, you kind of got an idea. How many calls do you think you could save? That TKU was making the phone calls. I remember when we met, you didn't have Beth answering your phone yet, and you used to
Yep.
sit out there for an hour or so every night, unwinding, calling people back. How many of those people already found somebody else? And that's
Quite a
that's what
few.
you guys are helping here. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, there was a business coach that we were working with, and he had actually mentioned, he let me use this a few times out on Facebook and social media. But he said, if you're a contractor and you are under $2 million in total revenue, you should be outsourcing as much as you can, and that included your phones. So I don't know a whole lot of appliance repair companies that are, doing more than 2 million. I know there's quite a few out there that do that, but the majority of our companies, they're that under the $2 million mark. So I thought that was a great advice from a business coach who coaches electrical, plumbing, heating and air, appliance. I mean, so it was a pretty good one.
Well, and my thing to add to what you just said, Jason, is I'm a big proponent of, when I was growing up, my dad always taught me opportunity cost. When you're doing
Yep.
this thing, what else could you be doing? When
Yeah.
you're trying to answer phones, when you're trying to do this, and not only that, what are you good at? Where are you best in your business? Where are you best placed in your business? If your strong suit is answering phones and scheduling service calls and doing all that stuff, by all means, go hire you a bunch of techs and you do the back office. But
Yeah.
99.9999999% of us that run these businesses are not good at scheduling service calls, and we're not good at keeping up with all that stuff. I know for me, it's a no-brainer. I'm hiring somebody else to do all this stuff. I'm hiring
Yeah.
somebody to do the back office scheduling. I'm hiring somebody to do the parts managing. I'm hiring somebody to do the books. I'm hiring somebody to do all that other stuff so that I can focus on what I'm good at, and that's working on appliances and running my business and making sure things get done.
Yeah.
It's just a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like with us, if you've got someone in the office, great. Like I had a company that came up to me and asked me, and he's like, "I've got an amazing office person. Tell me why I need you." And I said, "Does your office person ever take a day off?" And he looked at me, he's like, "Well, yeah." And I'm like, "That's why you need us." So like even with
Yeah.
him, he has us 100% set up. His office girl hasn't taken a day off since Asti. But the moment she takes a day off, all he has to do is say, "I'm turning the phones on," and we run his office for the day or however long he needs us to run his office.
Yeah.
That's
That
So,
kind of
genius.
reminds me of how I started with you guys, Shayna. Uh,
Yeah.
yep.
It's a
our
backup.
our buddy Zach, he had used you guys during his appliance business time, and he recommended. And I was I was kind of okay with my wife doing it, but we had the battles. You know what? One thing I didn't like being held accountable by my wife because it was like always, well, this customer's wanting to know update, and I'm like, oh my god, just leave me alone, right? Uh, but we went to go on a vacation.
Never had that issue, by the way. I never had that issue. No.
Never.
Being accountable to my
Never, right?
wife, running service call. Nah.
So we had taken vacations as just me and her before, but we always had to bring our book with us and our phone, and we was trying to answer
Nope.
the calls, waiting in line at something. And I said, I'm going on vacation next week, and I'd love to not take my phones. And my wife had said, I don't think they're going to do a good job, right? And she was kind of against it, but she said, okay, 1 week they can be the backup, so I can take a lunch break every now and again.
It seems
And
like she was more than kinda against it. Like you almost did it just despite her basically saying no, and you're like, "No, we are not answering the phones."
yeah, and yeah,
Uh-oh, the
she was
truth comes
pretty.
out.
She didn't like answering the phones, but she didn't like the idea of paying somebody else to do it and putting our business in somebody else's hands. But we came back from our vacation. We was gone a week, and I said, "You ready you ready to have the phones back on Monday?" And she said, "Just let them have it. They're doing fine." And it
That was it.
running a business with my wife is a whole lot easier now because she's not involved in it. I'm a little closer to where TK is with it. But we'll switch gears a bit here. I noticed in Jason's name here, it says myofficehelp.com/mom. And no, that doesn't mean that Jason is the mom of the family. Tell us about mom. And this kind of leads into some of the other services you guys provide.
Yeah. So mom is incredible. It's my office manager. And this thing it's ever growing. It's incredible what all my office manager can do. We are in our own business are utilizing about 60% of it, and it's made such a huge impact. So it's a lot of social media. I mean, it's social media management. It's your chat, text, email. I mean, a lot of automation. Um, there's even more that's coming out. I'm going to keep it a little bit on the secret, but even more that's getting ready to come out that we just had a demo today in house with a local service company, and he's coming on board, and we're going to be actually bringing out some really cool stuff for him that I'm really stoked. So be watching our social media pages in the next few weeks because we got some really cool announcements coming out. But if you i- if you want it in your business, bring it to us because if mom can't do it, we will help you. You know, that was one of my biggest things as an electrician is I always wanted to be that resource for my customers. You know, I want to make their home safer and more comfortable. That was my objective when going there and doing service calls. I want to make your house safer, I want to make it more comfortable. But if you need anything else, you need a roofer, you need a plumber, you need this or whatever it is, come to me. I've been doing this 25 years. I'm going to know who to refer to you. So same thing here. If we can't do it in house, right, then I'll let you know who I would recommend for that. But there's some really cool things coming down the pipe. It's a lot of automation with mom. We call mom, my office manager. So Shane, you want to expound on that a little bit more?
Yeah, so while EJ is a prime example, so all of our CRMs or most of our CRMs have some sort of communication with the customers. So there's texting inside of the platforms. Mom takes it to a whole nother level. So instead of just the schedule and the on my way or and the finished messages, which like for our House Call Pro has those three different automated text messages, you can do as many automated text messages as possible. So EJ actually has it. We're set up through 6 months. So and you can remind me if I'm wrong, within 17 minutes of the technician hitting finish on the job, the homeowner gets a text message. I don't remember what any of these text messages say, but there's a text message that says thank you.
Yeah,
I think there's one. The next one is 3 days. Is
yeah.
that right?
So I don't know them by heart either, but the general idea is 17 minutes after, so it's an odd time. They get a text message from me, mom, that says, "Hey, it's EJ here at EJ's Appliance. Uh, I just wanted to tell you uh, how grateful I am that you trusted us with your service. Please let me know if there's anything that could be better. Blah blah blah." Right, and just that personal thank you, even though it's not me pushing the button. I did type the message and I did ask for it to go out. Right, uh, but then there's the other ones. So with that one, I think 27 days later, they get another message just checking in, make sure the repair is good. And then, 60 days later, or 6 months, it's like, is there anybody else that could use us too? But
I think there's a 3-day one that asks for a review as well. There's quite a few.
the
And then I
biggest
mean, there's other
one,
things you. Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I get excited too. The
I know
biggest
you're
one I
excited about
like
this product.
is cancellations. You guys
Yeah.
ever have
Mm.
anybody book online or book with you and then cancel for whatever reason, right? Not all of them found somebody else. Not all of them did it just start working again. Some of
You want
them
me to show you the? You want me to
something.
share the workflow?
Go ahead,
I pulled up your workflow. Here, I'll do a presentation here. It'll take me
but it
slides.
catches those canceled jobs and re-engages
Share
them
screen. Here we go.
automatically.
Yeah.
We'll let him show here.
Let's see if it's gonna let me here.
Well, now we got this awkward time.
Hopefully, I don't have to do anything because I'm three-quarters
There we go.
computer literate.
Okay, so there you go. Throw that up there.
It's not up.
I don't see any. I don't see anything.
Oh, add to stage. Bam!
There
Look at
we go.
that.
There we are.
All right, so this is EJ's workflow, and this is behind the scenes of Mom on some stuff. But we've created a lot of workflows for EJ, and EJ's created some of these too. But uh, what he was talking about, job completed. So it sends a review request. EJ, help me out with this one. It is.
I don't know how
Oh,
to
it's
play
getting
with
too
this,
big.
This is
but
an awesome
show
thing.
the
But
cancel.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So it sends a text, job completed. Then it sends a review request, and then it waits 17 minutes, and then it'll send another text from EJ saying, "Hey, it's EJ from EJ's Appliance Repair. Just want to let you know how much I appreciate your business. Glad you put your trust in me to provide you with your appliance needs. Let's know if there's anything else I can ever do." Then it waits 27 days with a follow up text, and you can do emails as well. So a follow up email. Hey,
And you
EJ
can
again. Hope you're
customize
having a
the
great
amount of
day.
time too.
Yeah. So everything's customizable. That's a beautiful thing. The other thing EJ was talking about was the job canceled. So if we go over here, estimate approval, status changed. There's a notification sent to Slack. We're going to wait 8 minutes. There's a text sent out. Hey, this is Everett with EJ's Appliance. Sorry to hear you canceled your scheduled service with us. Is there anything that we could have done differently to help? Then there's 2,887 minute wait. Okay, I gotta figure that one out. And then another text is sent. This is Everett checking back in. Are you still in need of any service? So, I mean, there's just constant contact. That's the purpose of this. Is we want to keep in contact with our customers, and it's not an
Yep.
annoying contact. It's those touch points, right?
Yeah.
So lead created, lead lost, on my way. I mean, the automation aspect of things is just incredible that we can do.
And
But
this stuff
it's
is
more than
just
that,
stuff that me and Austin came up with.
Yeah,
You can customize every bit of this yourself. And another one that uh, we like too is the review platform. So you can
yeah,
connect your Google reviews to this platform, and it has AI reply to your reviews for you.
yeah.
I have it set to anything over five stars. It'll automatically reply, and you can train it. Austin trains it for the tone of voice and the different types of things that you reply to. And we've had an
I,
increase. What was that number, Shayna? Austin was
71%. 71%.
71% increase in reviews.
Yeah,
so just 1 hour ago, Sarah left a review that said EJ was very helpful with my options and choices. I am grateful we found them. So there you go.
And then was that
Um,
reply already?
I don't know if it replied. I didn't open it. It was just one of my notifications.
Yeah,
So, and I see all I see all of your reviews. It comes through my phone for some reason. But yeah, we got that.
there's a handful of them.
The review process, the management of your social media, the management of your stock. You can actually manage your stock on our website and even sell it through not our website, but through Mom, and even sell your stock through Mom. There's just so much. It's a beast of a platform.
yeah.
And we're just barely getting started with it, but we're super excited. It can it does connect to almost all CRMs, and we actually just found a way to get it connected to your clients if you're using Service Desk, even. So super excited about that one.
Nice. Earlier,
Yeah.
you guys mentioned you both have roles within the company. Do you guys kind of mind sharing just so that the viewers know? They know Jason, they know Shayna, but what are y'all's specific roles? Like, what is Jason in charge of, and what is Shayna's role, and what does that dynamic look like?
Yeah. I'll start because mine's shorter than hers. I'm in charge of marketing. So if you see it on social media, you see it on the website, you see it on YouTube, wherever we're at there. The backdrops at home shows, I still call them home shows, vendor shows, business cards, anything marketing wise, that's me. I like to say I'm the wizard of light bulb moments, because when something pops up and it's an ideal, especially marketing wise, to take off with it. Videos on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, or even our podcast that we do, and we're getting ready to revamp. That's all me. I get that privilege. I get to have fun with marketing. I've been doing marketing for a long time. I took a lot of classes a long time ago, and it's ever changing. Marketing is ever changing, and it's just so fun to be part of marketing. So that's my short end of the role. I'm also the head chief bottle washer, toilet cleaner, maintenance repair guy. I do the yard. So yeah, I get all that fun stuff.
Dad joke, deliverer.
Dad joke deliverer. Yeah, there we go.
Oh my word. Well, my official title is CEO, which means that I can put on just about any hat except for the marketing hat. I do not want that hat. He can keep that hat. Um, and so, really, mine is just really overseeing like Austin. Austin is our 22-year-old son, but he is actually truly the brains of mom and our human sounding AI that we have. And so I oversee him. We like sort of we're both visionaries, so we're constantly bouncing ideas off on how to improve. And then I also, with his help, oversee the floor that we have with our team. We just gave them new titles of um, team. I know we got some vehicles going by EJ's
What was
office.
that?
That's a vehicle going by
Is that
EJ's
what
office,
that
I
was? I
think.
thought it was a rocket ship taking a alien spacecraft or something.
Soul
It's
pickup.
EJ's stomach. He's hungry.
Yeah, you gotta feed that
Anyways,
boy.
Heather is our client success coach, and Shane is our team success coach. So I help oversee them as we roll out. Shane is new to the company, so we're rolling him into team management, and just super excited about where we're going. And yeah, visionary, and I'm the visionary. Austin's the brains. I'm the beauty.
How how big's the team currently, guy? How big of a team do you guys have currently?
We have 18 right now.
Plus us.
18.
No, that counts us right now. Yeah, we're a little bit shy. We probably by the end of this year, our goal is around the 25 team members. So just coming into our busy season, because it's busy season for all of our companies. So super excited to see what happens this summer.
So I'd like to ask a few questions about from the perspective of someone watching this video, because a lot of our target audience is 1 to 4, 1 to 5 man shows, which is truly your target audience as well. I think that's why you guys are such a good partner. And one of the reasons I love you guys as a partner is you fill such a necessary hole. And it's a hole that you have not filled for me, because I have Beth. And I'm very thankful for Beth, but it's a hole that I've seen you guys fill for so many companies.
Yeah.
And when I see these guys and gals in the group, and they're wanting to grow, and they're wanting to expand, and they're wanting to hire techs, I'm like, no, you're not. Don't hire the techs yet. Let me ask you this question: for the guy that's sitting there watching, guy or gal watching this video right now, and they're sitting there thinking to myself, I don't think I can afford to hire my office help. I don't know if I can afford them. I don't know if it's the right time. I don't know, just they have all these questions. What do you say to those people that are watching this that are saying, I just don't know. I'm not sure if I'm ready to take that leap yet.
I always say that you can't afford not to. Because really, if we're doing our job correctly, we don't actually cost you. We provide the extra revenue onto your bottom line. So it's not a question like of can I afford you or how do I afford you? It's how do I not, like I have to I can afford you because you pay for yourself. And any good company that you hire should pay for themselves. Just like if you were to hire someone in house, they should be paying for themselves. And if they're not,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, did you have anything to add to that?
What's more affordable? us helping you out or you losing your mind trying to do it all yourself? I'll let you do the math.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not always a math problem.
No.
So what I'm gonna take TK's question one extra step, right? So
Sure.
so they realize they need somebody to do it, right? And we'll do two different parts to this, okay? Uh, why would I hire you over somebody that I can bring in house? Number one, and then number two, there's other call centers. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm just teasing Shayna, but there's a reason. There's a reason you guys don't call yourself a call center, and there's other places that do this stuff. Kind of.
Mhm.
Why you and not them?
So let me hit the second question first. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is that we are 100% US based. All of our CSRs do work out of the office here in Illinois. So, super excited about that. There I have heard some VAs that do speak well English, but I've also heard a plethora of VAs that do not speak well. They also do not know how to spell. They don't know how to form correct English sentences, even though
She struggles
as
through
I'm
this.
struggling with that word. But I've also seen it with Americans too. So, we go through a pretty intense interview process to make sure they know how to spell, they know how to actually form sentences, they know how to speak on the phone. But so that's the biggest thing is you're getting American based, and so we take pride in that. As far as why us versus somebody else, if it can be done virtually, electronically, we can do it. Um, the biggest thing though is you can get someone good hiring in house. TK has Beth. And just like that, the one I was talking to at ASTI, he said, I have an amazing CSR. Why would I hire you? I'm like, don't, your CSR is great. That's great. Keep her. But not everybody is as lucky as TK getting a Beth. I've had plenty in my office, and if you're not there managing those people, if you're not there making sure they're doing their job, they start not doing their job little bit by little bit. I've seen it happen time and time again. Not everybody's that way. You will find some good people, but the other thing is if they ever call out sick, who's answering the phones? Usually back on the owner. So
Yeah.
there's quite a few differences. Ours is definitely more cost effective than hiring someone in house. Um, and there are benefits of not having to train and monitor and maintain and worry about if they call in sick. So
We do all that. We take care of all that.
Well,
Why spend all that time training and
Mhm.
putting together? There's a lot of processes and
Hmm.
procedures that
Yes.
go
yeah,
in to this stuff. Like you guys don't a lot of you guys that are just getting started out there, you don't realize how much it takes to run the back office effectively. The key
Yeah.
yeah,
word here is effectively. Anybody can jump on the computer and schedule some calls and do their best, but to
yeah,
do it all with processes and checks and balances and do it strategically, that takes, I mean, I've spent years upon years building out my systems and they're still not perfect. I still sometimes we'll run into a problem and say, "Crap, I never thought about that scenario." You guys
yeah,
have been through it. Y'all know the
yeah,
scenarios. Y'all know this. Excuse me, the stuff that can happen.
yeah,
And you know how to handle those things, and that's
Yeah.
worth its weight in gold to me. I want to ask this.
Mhm.
Um, for the one man show that's just got, he wants to test the waters. Is there a way for them to test the waters without having you work for them 8 hours a day? Like, is there
yep.
is there a minimum that they can do, or is it 8 hours a day or nothing?
No, so I really truly do work with the companies. We have some companies that answer their phones only 6 hours a day, others that answer all day long. And I'm getting echo in my ears. I don't know if that's
We
my
got a
ears or
weird echo for some reason now, don't we?
we do. Okay. Jason
Try it
muted
now.
just in case it was him, and the echo is gone. There we go. Anyways,
Hey,
I try to meet them where they're at. So if we have an owner that just wants to test the water, he only wants so many calls, we'll back him up. Like if he wants to be the first man and then everything that he doesn't answer roll over to us, okay, we'll do that. Um, our on our website, our lowest package that shows on the website is inbound only. Most of the companies, when they come on board with that, like it's literally all the calls are rolling over to us. I've also got some that have maybe a wife in the office or a part-time office help in the office, and so we cover when they're not available. We have one that we do during lunchtime, and then 1 day a week. So we'll meet them where they're at. We're there for whatever they need to be able to help them test the waters or just to get the help where they need to get the help.
beautiful. I love that. Um, well, we're at 40 minutes, almost 41 minutes, and we lost 90% of appliance repair people about 20 minutes ago. Before the 10% that are still watching because they have an attention span a little bit better than I do, I'd like to close with EJ sharing a little bit of his testimony. I know you shared it a little bit earlier, but I'd like to close just kind of not actually singing the praises, but talk about how this relationship has helped you over the past few years in your business.
So, so you don't want me to sing?
No, no,
No,
no.
please, for
I
the
was
love of
promised
God,
I could
please don't
sing
sing,
today.
EJ.
Uh, I'm a little upset. So I, I'll add this uh, to that question about hiring in house because I've even considered it a couple times, and it's like I always come right back to why? Why would I do that? Right? If you think about what you could pay somebody to answer your phone for 40 hours a week, and they answered my phone when I first started uh, as a two tech team, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, for less than I could pay somebody to do it for 40 hours a week, and that would be paying somebody cheap. And then you think about those things TK mentioned was the training, the sick days, uh, when they have a death in the family or they don't work out and you got to cut them loose. Every business you have that. Uh, I don't. My business does not fall apart if somebody calls in sick. And in fact, if somebody on my team calls in sick, I just send a message to my lead at my office help, and they manage everything. And guess what? Like 10 minutes later, problem solved. It's I truly call them my office help team because they're part of my team. Every week on Monday, we post another member of the my office help team on my business page because I want my customers knowing who's answering their phones uh, because I take pride in my business. And yes, my wife had the sweet country Southern accent, and Southern Illinois doesn't, which might be good for some of y'all. But they're very kind,
Y'all,
and I've gotten way more reviews about the people answering the phone and how kind and polite they were and how helpful than anybody would think. They actually care about my business. Uh, I know these people by name. I've visited their site 3 times now. Uh, I vetted them, and if you care or think anything about what I experience, uh, I hope that means something to you. Shayna and Jason are truly friends of mine, uh, whether they claim it or not. Uh, and I don't say these nice things just because. they're my friends. Uh, you know, they've actually helped me grow my business. And I'll say one more thing. When I do come up with struggles in my business, uh, whether on my end or their end, we just have a conversation like you would with anybody else on your team. And I often go to them and say, hey, I'm having this problem that's completely unrelated to you. Uh, and I want some ideas on how to fix it.
Hmm.
And they are all willing to help every time. So I've never had a problem not go fixed or unresolved. Uh, I,
Yeah,
I'm their biggest fan. So
yeah, for
singing
sure.
over.
And now that Shayna and Jason have wiped the tears from their eyes, because that was a very heart moving testimony, I I have seen this firsthand with EJ and Shayna and Jason and their team. They're not they're not some people answering EJ's phones. That is not who they are. They are 100% part of EJ's team, and I've gotten to witness this. And they don't. Shayna and nor Jason even work for me, but I've called Shayna several times just to ask her advice on stuff. Like, hey, we're struggling with this, and she treats me the same way. More than happy to answer my question. I'm not even paying her anything. She's just a friend and someone that we network and partner with as a service alliance group. But when you're hiring my office help, the reason that I think they're such a valuable partner and such a valuable asset to this industry is you're not getting a cookie cutter um, call center. And Shayna hates that
Hmm.
word call center. You're not getting a call center. You're getting an addition to your team. And that addition is a team of 18 people that are looking out for the best interest of your company. So I highly recommend to you guys, even if you're unsure, if you're not certain, if you're debating, if you're sitting there like, I'm not sure if this is the right move for me, just reach out to them. One thing I can tell you about Shayna and Jason is that they're 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 going to be straight shooters with you. Just like Shayna said earlier, she told the guy, "Hey, you sound like you got a great CSR. If we can help you in any other ways or be your back support, I've actually been considering and talking to my team about putting them on as back support for us. I've had some meetings with Austin, and the my office manager thing is just next level. Like I told him, I said, dude, I think this is too much for me. I don't think I can even like. It's so impressive all the stuff he was showing me. I was like, man, this is next level stuff you guys are doing with the my office manager. Like it is truly something that this industry needs. Well, we're gonna wrap things up, but I'd like to give the both of you a few last minutes to share, talk about anything we might that you might see important before we wrap things up. Is there anything we missed or anything that you just got to get off your chest? One last dad joke, Jason. Anything?
Oh well, dad joke. Oh yeah, I always got that. I mean, working with your spouse is great until you realize the office thermostat is just another thing you're never going to agree on. I mean, that's one good thing. You know, we don't argue. We call it passionate strategic planning. So
Mm,
no, I
love it.
will say,
Oh,
we're not just answering calls. We're becoming a part of your team, like TK said, and we take the time to understand your business. So I like to say we're kind of like more of a superhero sidekick than just another voice on the phones. We don't like that call center aspect, but we are definitely all about that personal touch. Without that endless hold music or asking to borrow your stapler or something like that. So yeah, that's all I got.
But we are in a centrally located building and answering calls. So I'm just
Yeah,
no, really, truly, it doesn't matter your size. Like it really doesn't. Like we can help you where you're at. We can meet you where you're at. Love the one man trucks just as much as I love the 4 and 10 man trucks. Like
yeah.
we can help everybody. Meet you
Yeah,
where you're at.
if you want to come to Energy, Illinois, and actually see our offices, again, we had a guy come today, and he actually sat here and we did a demo with him on my office manager, what we can do to help him out in his business, and he literally runs all around Southern Illinois, Kentucky, which EJ, I got to get you his phone number. He wants to talk with you. He goes down into Tennessee. I mean, his service area is huge. So he
That's wow.
saw the benefits of mom right away, and he's like, "Yep, let's do this." And he has another contact down in Georgia and into Florida that once we get my office manager built for his business, again, like you said, it's not cookie cutter. We're strategically planning his business, the software, how he wants it set up, and then we'll turn around and duplicate it for his sister company down in Georgia and Florida. So, yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. So come visit us sometime.
That's awesome.
So, how do
Yeah,
people get a
I
hold of
gotta
you?
make a trip.
How do people get a hold of you, Shayna?
myofficehelp.com/get started /get/ I don't know. myofficehelp.com. Click the get started button.
There you
How
go.
how much
There
does
you
it
go.
cost to have a phone call with you?
Nothing. I love just talking to people.
All right.
Beautiful. Well,
That
once
she
again, I
does.
want to thank you guys for coming on. You guys have really been a great partner over the years. Y'all are gonna be at PSA, right?
We will
Yes.
be there, yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, we're gonna be at PSA this year. Look forward to seeing you guys there. I need to figure out a way to come check out y'all's operations one day and come there and do a live podcast or something. That's got to be doable somehow. I don't know how, but it's got to
I
be
got the
doable.
setup for you right now. EJ's done some stuff here. So, yeah.
There we go.
Let's see.
Once again,
You're
I want to thank.
Virginia, right?
Yep. How far are you
Richmond-ish.
from Mike and Zach?
6 hours.
I'm 4 hours from Mike.
For us,
Oh,
6
okay.
hours. I
We're
don't
4.5 hours from EJ. So yeah,
Oh, you're right there, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, EJ, you got any closing words before we go?
I said it, man. I'm just glad to be here and honored to be part of this podcast because my business wouldn't be what it is without my office help.
Well, that's beautiful, man.
Thanks, EJ.
I thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully next time I have you on, I'll have a My Office Help hat too. Bring me one to PSA if I don't see you before then. But if you guys are looking for help, if you're looking to stop answering those phones, if you're like me and you're tired of sitting in your driveway till 7, 8 o'clock at night calling people back and trying to do stuff that you're not good at anyway, give My Office Help a chance. Go to myofficehelp.com, click on Get Started, get the thing going, and stop trying to do things that you're not good at. If there's one word of advice that I can give to new business owners is focus on what you're good at and hire, outsource, whatever you got to do with the stuff that you're not good at. Thanks again, guys. This has been the Appliance Alliance podcast, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Service Alliance Group podcast. Make sure you visit our website at servicealliancegroup.com for home service business resources.